Right, all right, all right. Let's get a crack on this piece. Jimmy Crack calling out this mug. What's up, fam? What's good with your life? Over here, you know what the vibes is. When you hear your family, this video I'm going to talk about the seven reasons why your no contact rule is not working for you. All right, and the things you got to do to return that and reverse it and get things going back in your favor. But chances are, if you're doing this and you're already at this point, you might want to have to move on this one because it's a bad look. Chances are you lowered your value. We'll get into it. If you're new to the channel, guys, like, subscribe, comment below. Don't go away.
I pray for my homies out there. Please, God, give them strength. Please, God.
So this is a test. When it comes to the no contact rule, and you're the one that put the order in, you have to be secure in who you are, right? You have to mean it. You have to have concrete reasons why you do this. Because this, again, this is just like walking away. This can be final. So you want to make sure that you're sure. There has to be enough reasons in your war chest to validate your purpose for her to take a walk, to take a break, for you to not contact her. Because if you don't, anything other than that, it's pretty petty. Because something like this, no contact, it really stems from bad communication on both parties. Doesn't matter who it is. But in this case, we're going to talk about the guy who initiates no contact rule. And I'm going to give you those reasons why sometimes it doesn't work too good for you. You gotta know what you're doing, right? And you have to lock yourself in. Look at my video on no contact rule. You should have did that first, number one. And if you did, there's some things you must have missed in that video. But let's get to it. Number one, she's better at the timeline, right? This is a timetable, timeline game. Now, when the no contact rule is applied, usually it's about 30 days, guys. So now if her timeline for 30 days to her, it's not a big deal. No big deal. No reason. Not a big. Now, for her, 30 days is nothing. And 3 days for you is hard. If you're expecting her to call you back in, let's say, 3 days, because it wasn't a big deal, you know, the contact was not a really big deal, but you figure, you know what? I'm going to go no contact because I didn't like that, right? Okay. But you gotta hold yourself to that. Now, you can't turn around and anticipate her timeline, right? You can't say, well, okay, I figure maybe 3 days, she'll start to reach out, and I'll give her a week, and then I'll see what she's doing at that point in time. See, no. See, now you're putting her timeline on what you think it should be. She, as far as she knows, it's no contact. You guys are not in touch. So it may mean 3 days to you and 30 days to her. It could mean 4 weeks to her. It could mean a month. It could mean a year. It doesn't matter. It could mean it's over. Who knows? The fact that it matters, you said it's no contact. If you're thinking 3 days or 3 weeks, you're going to be in a lot of trouble, in a world of pain, because you're looking, anticipating, waiting for a phone call. It's working on your psyche. See, your body yourself when you do this. Don't do it. If you're going to put this out there, leave it out there. Leave the order and move on as usual. It's business as usual. The order is in. Let it work its plan. Other than that, it's going to fail. 2, doing this works on your psyche, like I said. Now, this may cause you, because now it's been 3 weeks and you can't sit still now, and you're wondering where she's going. How come she hasn't called back? Now, you don't know if the woman's doing the same thing. Chances are she may or may not, based on your previous behavior. So let's say you were doing things right at some point. She may be ready to call you in any minute, but you just start doing the creepy behavior. It's like trolling her neighborhood, or going around to the store that she used to go to around her little town, or you go by her job. All of a sudden now in the middle of the day, you have to go by the job because there's a bank around the corner that is close enough to her job where you're not looking for her, But if she sees you, you're like, hey, it's fancy meeting you here. No, she's upstairs at work and you're coming from across town to go to her bank right next door. She knows what it means. And if she sees you doing this kind of stuff, riding through the neighborhood, talking to one of her friends, trying to be seen by her friends, talking to a friend of a friend of a friend that you know of hers, that the boyfriend's the friend of, who you don't normally talk to, and now all of a sudden you guys are boys, the word gets back to her guy, and if you do that, you're going to lose value in her eyes, and she's going to see you as weak, which you would be at that point in time. You went no contact just because you were upset about something small and minute. If it's something small and minute, she's going to see it as you're being immature. Now, you could be upset about something that could be very small. Like I said, if it's just a bluff, if you try to call her bluff, see if she cares about you and doing a test run to test her resistance for you, or if she can resist you, and she does, because the fact that you're trying to call her bluff, it becomes a pattern. She'll see this because, you know what, he always does this, and this is how a lot of times, especially like after an argument, this is how make up to break up things happen all the time. It happens because you start to call someone's bluff, they go away, you see them, they see you, you're back in the saddle again. It's a repeated habit. So people have no contact rule just because I'm mad you didn't do the dishes today, or you didn't clean up, or you didn't go to school for me. I'm not talking to you, whatever. So they go home, and when they call you, you don't answer the phone, and they don't answer the phone until someone answers the phone. That's not no contact. That's called playing games. Okay, that's tit for tat, and that's make up to break up. That's not no contact. No contact, like I said, it's going to go outside of 30 days. All right, because you're serious about it. You mean what you're saying, and you're holding yourself to that. Boom, this is what it is. Here's the application. It's been implemented. Leave it. 4, reaching out. Reach out too soon. Why? You start to rationalize and realize, hey, you know what? Maybe I was being a little too harsh. And you reach out too soon to maybe apologize, to break the bread, to, extend the olive branch. That's fine. So it's no longer no contact. You actually fell, you gave in, or whatever. If you feel that you were at fault, or if she was at fault, because you can sit back and say, you know what, maybe I was wrong and I want to talk to her about it again and clear the air. I do see her point or whatever. All right, let's say you do that, right? Now, that may be okay. If you know you're wrong, as a man, you step up, say, yo, you know what? I looked at this again, second way. I was working with this idea, and I kind of see I see your point. I was so hard over here, I didn't really see the situation over here like that. I feel you on this or whatever. Let's work something out. Boom. That's different. But if she's the one at fault, and it's clearly her fault, and you try to do this right here, you might get her back. But if she rejects you, you got a problem in your hand, because now, not only you try to be the big man and step up and reach out and extend the olive branch, but you can't be the big man when she's wrong. If she's wrong, she's got to hold that. She's got to hold that L, man. You can't bail her out. The fact that you do that lowers your value automatically. She's going to see you as being weak. Why? Because she knows she was wrong, and she doesn't care. You can't even check her. If you go calling her and reaching out to her to discuss matters, our misunderstanding, she's going to see that as weak. She'll come back. She'll feel she's more value than you do, and you can't do without her. She's all that to you. She's your priority. She's going to treat you that way when she comes back. You're going to pay for it. She's going to pay for your weakness. Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. You best stay out there and let it rock. If it's her fault, it is what it is. Keep moving. You got to keep moving regardless. Number 5, with no contact, you're going to be in a world of pain if you make her your priority. If she's your priority in life, you wake up thinking about her, just go to bed thinking about her. That's great. Don't get me wrong. That's all great. You're in a marriage, LTR, relationship. You guys are investing. You got something going on. You got something really going, right? But if she's your world, your everything, and it's great to have somebody, that's great. Don't get me wrong. But she can't be your heaven and earth and all this. Not if she's not in it. If she hasn't signed up. You understand? She's not that life partner or a long LTR and somebody you're just dating. Okay, this guy's there's no promises here, guys. There's nothing promised to you, right? So if you do no contact and she does the no contact, like you said, and you get a little flaky because now you don't feel as important, she validates your masculinity. Good morning, her good mornings, her how you doings, her how was your days. If you can't move independently of that, you got bigger problems than her because you're counting on her to make you feel better about yourself. That's your own insecurities, and you need to be more self-aware and more self-reliant. I'll get to that in a minute. Panic. A lot of times those workers guys panic during this no contact time. Their insecurities kick in, their scarcity mindset kicks in. This is all scarcity mindset, guys, by the way. This is all scarcity mindset, but it kicks in full time. It's a Saturday night. It's been a few weeks. You in a dry spot right now, and your calls aren't going through. Now you're worried about it's a Saturday night. You want to go out, and you're realizing, wow, you know what? I wonder what she's doing. I wonder if she got all the guys. I wonder what the guys are. I wonder what kind of guy she's talking to. See, all these things, again, this still plays on your psyche. You're not standing on solid ground, number one, right? You don't believe in yourself, number two. You don't have the strength to pull this no contact off. You don't have the conviction over here. So whatever your reason was for the no contact, you didn't have strong enough conviction, not only with her, but in yourself to even do it. Number 7, she actually moves on. What a surprise. She actually decides to move on. So you say, no contact, boom, this is what it is, bang. She's moved on. And now you're in a bundle. Now your panties are in a bunch. Now you don't know how to function. Now everything sucks. This sucks. You're sitting home every day. Come on, you got to see. This is the time you have to step it up. You realize, and if you had conviction, though, if you had conviction, you're okay with that. You got to be okay with somebody walking off doing their own thing. Nothing's guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed to anybody. Anything can happen to anybody. Let them walk. There's other options. Get shopping. Get back to work. If you need to go out, go out. These things, you can't rely on one person to make you happy. You have to rely on this person right here. Only one person can make you truly happy right here. You can't count on anybody else. If you're not happy with yourself, it doesn't matter who you get or what you do or who you bring into your fray, they're not going to truly make you happy. They're going to entertain you, but you're not going to ever be truly happy. And that plays out. In the long run, it's going to play out. You're not happy with yourself. You don't have strong enough conviction over here for what you believe and what you do. When you say no contact, you got to have the conviction here of what she did and how you feel here, like I said before. Other than that, what you say, your words have no value. So you can't stand on those grounds. Those are shaky grounds to stand on. No one wants to be there with you unless they're shaky too. Now here's the antidote. The antidote is to build your mindset, reconstruct, rewire, get your abundance mindset back in order. Okay, how do you do that? You start to sit back and restructure your personal profile. That goes for financial. That goes for your emotional profile. It needs to get back in check. Put more focus and investment in what you're doing for your own self, period. You need to get on your purpose and you need to build wealth. You need to have goals. Start setting some goals for yourself that are challenging goals that takes high skills and thought and concentration. When you start concentrating, it takes the focus of everything else around you. You need to find a hobby, a habit, really a career that's going to allow you to concentrate and focus. Because when you do that, everything else goes away. Period. And you're building value regardless. No one can tell you nothing because you got it right here. And by grinding and building this profile again, you're going to become better. Any kind of breakup, if it's no calls, no contact, all that, whatever she's doing, who cares? The key is if she comes back and you're still the same person, it's never going to work. The only way this is going to work, when she comes back, I don't care if it's been a week, I don't care if it's been 3 weeks, I don't care if it's been 3 months, 3 years, you have to be a little bit different, a little more focused, a little more driven, a little more aggression here. You have to have a little more masculinity to you, a little more solidness about your decisions you make, and your emotional masculinity has to be intact, not get shaken and rattled by what she says. Period. She'll notice those changes in you, and by the time she does come back, just those small little changes sometimes is enough to say, you know what? Don't. I was doing great for you. Came back. Don't come back. I'm good. We good the way it is. You have a good day. That'll change her mindset, and she'll say, wow, you know what? I had a good guy. Now he's gone. See, all of a sudden now you're a good guy, but that happens when they don't have you like that. When they have you like this, they don't care. When they don't have you like this, they can't get you. That's what they want. So listen, guys, like, subscribe, comment below when you hear your family. When your family, you know I got you. Excel and